Haley Outen here alongside American Digital Network analyst Jeff Brightwell. We're here in Clearwater, Florida at Bright House Stadium getting ready for the 2016 American Baseball Championship. Jeff, it's going to be a great tournament here this week. It's really a wide open race. Any team could win this thing.
You look at the seeding coming in, you've got a pair of teams that are pretty safe for at-large bids. There's one on the bubble, one outside the bubble, four teams that probably have to win this tournament. It's been very unpredictable for the 2016 American Conference baseball standings. Cincinnati spent a large portion in first place. They kind of went down to fourth place, and then all of a sudden, here comes Tulane and East Carolina, expected to be contenders. Tulane wins it on the last day of the regular season, and then the last 2 weeks, you have a surging UConn team that's won 9 in a row.
And you mentioned it, a tight race in the standings, but it actually came down to the last game of the regular season. Tulane clinched the 1 seed. Fans had to wait a little longer that day due to some weather, but Tulane clinches the 1 seed. East Carolina just gets that 2 seed. Talk about Tulane and just kind of the performance they've had throughout the year.
Tulane's expected to play for conference championships, expected to play up top, and Coach Pierce came in a year ago. Tulane had been struggling a little bit. Took them to the NCAA tournament. Had a nice tournament here a year ago. Got knocked out in the Friday elimination game. There were some exciting games with ECU a year ago, and this year he gets first place. He wins the regular season title. Everything in place down at Church and Stadium. Not only playing for a conference tournament championship, he's got the at-large wrapped up, I think. Now they're thinking if they can have a good tournament, maybe even win this tournament, maybe in the race to host.
And East Carolina, another team expected to see postseason play. Got the number 2 seed here this week, but really a well-balanced team for East Carolina offensively, and they have the pitching to back it up, defending championships here in Clearwater from last year.
Much like Tulane, East Carolina expected to be up top by their fans, and they brought in Coach Godwin a year ago, wanted to get the program back on track. He goes to the NCAA his first year. He wins the conference championship in the tournament his very first year. They've got as good a frontline pitching staff as you're going to get in the American Conference. Their offense very balanced as well. I believe somewhere around 90 doubles on the year, 63 stolen bases. They always play very fundamental. They can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
And UConn is arguably the hottest team in the American right now. They head into the tournament on a 9-game winning streak and almost swept this year's major award winners, all except for Rookie Position Player of the Year. But how hot is this UConn team right now? And talk a little bit about their lineup.
Hottest team in the league, as you mentioned. This is a team that I thought was going to contend for the title at the beginning of the season. I talked to Coach Penders about a month ago when he was in Memphis. He said they were so injured, he had to put pitchers in batting practice early in the season in case of emergency situations, when he needed a pinch hitter, if he had to go to someone for a DH. But you take a look at Anthony Kay, Tim Cate. There's your pitcher of the year, your rookie pitcher of the year, maybe the best 1-2 combo in the American Conference. Joe DeRoche Duffin, the player of the year. They've got Bobby Melly. You take a look at Sundberg. Experienced guys in this lineup. They know how to win in tournaments.
And a championship on the line here this week and an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Great to win it. It erases any uncertainty you might have in terms of waiting to hear your name called. But 2 teams kind of on the bubble trying to build their resume this week to see the NCAA tournament.
Well, let's go back to that UConn team. They put themselves in position. They were outside the bubble just a few weeks ago, but 9 in a row puts them in the high 50s coming into this tournament. 3rd place in the league is very good. You got to remember, this is a league 2 years ago. Had a team in Omaha, Nebraska, had Houston, who went to the Super Regionals that year. A year ago, this team had half of its teams, 4 out of the 8 in the NCAA team, in the NCAA tournament. So they've got a reputation. When they go into that selection committee, yes, they do look at analytics and numbers. So UConn right now in the high 50s. They have 15 road wins. That's kind of a bonus if you're a team in the Northeast. You've got to go on the road, and they've had a lot of success doing that. You take a look at the Houston Cougars. Obviously, Todd Whitting's team didn't get the wins they wanted to this year. They're going to probably have to win this conference tournament, but they make it a Sunday. You never know what can happen because they have some things working for them. They have several top 50 wins, a top 75 strength of schedule, enough wins over ranked teams this year if they make a run. They may, depending on what happens in other conference tournaments, but still, Todd Whitting would probably tell you they're probably going to have to win this tournament.
And Houston will get things started today at Bright House Field. They'll take on the 4 seed Cincinnati on CBS Sports Network, followed by the 8 seed UCF and 1 seed Tulane. Wednesday through Saturday, the rest of the games will be live right here on the American Digital Network, followed by the final on Sunday on ESPN News. And you can follow along on Jeff's blog throughout the week. Follow us on Twitter at American_BSB. For the American Digital Network, I'm Haley Outen alongside Jeff Brightwell.